south and after south, but as you can see right there, you can see some properties right there. Anyway, when you walk here, it's real
Why don't we turn around and let people see the beautiful view we got over there with the cathedral and the old palace, which is the center of political power in Florence, where the mayor sets his offices and where the main decisions for the city are taken. So you can also count Boboli for the views.
Yeah, you can take many videos here, you can create many TikToks in front of that special Italian place, which represents a symbol here in Florence. And so, let's go to the Palazzo Palace. In Italian, and you can say Palazzo Pitti in English.
So it's very windy today, but sunny. Stai stretta su.
Yeah, but
So we have to
hard to.
allora, aspettiamo a iniziare.
Yeah.
Let's wait some moment here. And
Yeah, we can wait at 3 a.m. So we are here in Florence, as you can see. For all those people that joined the live right now, we are going to do a special virtual tour here in Florence in this magical place. From the background, you can see the tower. I call it tower because it represents one of the most amazing architectures here in Italy. And with this very sunny day, it's very special to watch it. And now we are going to wait 3 minutes until the best of this virtual tour begins.
and we also will have a special guest,
Yeah.
several special guests,
Several,
which Giovanni
yeah.
will tell you after, and then they will pop up and show up
Yeah.
in the middle of the live.
And I can't wait to meet them because I'm so honored and happy to be here.
And we're happy to do this live with Giovanni and to allow people from all over the world to see the garden and to discover a secret place in Florence
Yeah.
that is not very famous, such as the
Yeah.
Uffizi Museum,
Yeah.
but beautiful and full of colors. And if you like flowers, you should come here.
Yeah, flowers, because it's the green part, because this place represents the heart green, the green heart of Florence. You know, today in the 2021 it's very, very important to preserve our green area. I think this is the greenest part of Florence.
One of the biggest,
Yeah.
one of the biggest, and one of the oldest.
One of the yeah, right now. There's such a history right here that I will tell you later, maybe in some minutes, when the three strikes clock.
Yes, there's a lot of people today that they are looking at us because we seem funny and with the camera, taking a movie of us, but we are almost ready to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think it's free.
another
It's
little
taking
bit
a
of
time.
patience.
Yeah.
Just and here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Hi. Hello, Director Smith. Today we are here celebrating the International Meeting Day. I am Giovanni Arena and I'm a travel creator here on TikTok. We do different content about travel. And today I'm so honored to be here with the director of the City Gallery, which is next to me under Palazzo Pitti. So,
Well, wonderful to have you here. Great. We had more sunshine until about 2 minutes ago, but you know, we'll come back in a few minutes. So, and still, it's not raining, it's just a cloud.
yeah. I like this weather because the sub utilized it to see the structure and the Renaissance starting here. So it's like
Yes, yes, indeed. Well, in order to see sculptures, but also to admire the flowers, I think this is perfect lighting. I mean, all the photographers will tell us they prefer that over the very strong sunlight, which we just had until 3 minutes ago.
yeah. And it's a sunlight for nature because this represents a greenful part for the city of Florence. You know, today it's very important to present our nature area, our green area. This is the green part of Florence, the bubble gardens, which are in directly behind us, Pitti. And one fact you need to know about this garden is that the Medici family established the layout of the garden, creating the Italian garden style that would become a model for many European tourists. And when you walk around here, you can see so many Renaissance sculptures. But it's like walking in a real outdoor museum, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? It's fantastic, really.
Yeah.
Because it's nature, it's art, it's architecture, it's fountains, as you have here.
Yeah, it's a perfect combination.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and on this garden you can find so many grottos as well. One of the famous one is realized by Bernardo Buontalenti, as well as the largest fountain of Neptune in the ocean. And we are here in front of Pitti, and one fact you need to know.
Oh, sun is back.
Yeah.
I told you,
Here we are,
Here we are.
We say the Italian history and the sun is down. And one fact you need to know. Yeah. It's okay? One fact you need to know about this is this place was purchased in 1552. And it was chosen by Cosimo I di Medici and his wife, Eleonora di Toledo, as the new Grand Ducal residence. And this became the new symbol of Medici's power over Tuscany. And they also housed two different big dynasties, such as the Habsburg Lorraine, and who succeeded the Medici family, and the Kings of Italy from Savoy. But despite of all this family habitating this residence, the name still belongs to the person who started the construction back in the days, Luca Pitti, maybe after a design by Brunelleschi. And today this place is divided into 4 museums that you need to visit when you come here in Italy. On the ground floor you can find the Treasury of Grand Dukes, and on the first floor you can find the Palatine Gallery, and you can find one of the largest Raphael paintings collection. And as well, on the second floor you can find the Museum of Modern Art, and you can find the Fashion and Fashion Museum, which represents the first fashion museum of all time here. And I think it is an amazing history, and you can find it here at the Bubbly Garden. And for all those people who join the live right now, you need to know that the Bubbly Gardens are really marvelous, are a secret place here in Italy, and as you can see right here, you can see so many Roman art. For example, you can count them on your hands, and you can find some very obelisks right there. And there's a giant big wall. And one curiosity about this that these statues were located back in the days in the Medici Villa, and but the Habsburg Lorraine were not interested in them, but they were smart enough to bring them here. And as you can see, it's like a real outdoor museum in the green. You can enjoy life, and this is the goal of Palazzo Pitti and Bubbly Gardens, because this Bubbly Garden wants to complete the spirit of court life, to be enjoyed and to be appreciated. And let's move right there, and we can go into the park, into the green part of Bubbly Garden. Vicky?
Things you maybe not know is that all the richness, the art richness in Florence is here just thanks to the intuition and to the intelligence of Anna Maria Luisa de' Medici, which was the last one of the Medici, and is the reason why all the works of art we know are still here. Um, because when the Medici dynasty ended, because she had no children, and her brother Gian Gastone had also no children, and they knew that all the goods and the art of the Medici family, the goods and the art of the Medici family were going to pass to the Lorena, to the Habsburg Lorena dynasty for an exchequer of European nobility chess. So it was decided by the most important families of the European power. All the goods would have been sold or moved in other cities of the Europe. This happened to Urbino when the Della Rovere family, Vittoria della Rovere, married one of the Medici family, and the Titians and the Raphaels were moved and brought here in Florence, so we can enjoy them now.
Yeah.
But in Urbino they are very sorry they don't have.
Yeah.
They will have them no more.
Yeah.
This would have happened also to Florence if Anna Maria Luisa didn't sign a pact, family pact it's called in fact, that linked all the richness, all the artistic richness of the Medici family to the city of Florence. This is very, very important because it allowed the kings to stay here and avoided the selling and the transferring of the things.
And now we can watch what Medici family created right now. I mean, the place, I think the spirit of this place is complete Palazzo Pitti,
Yes, of course.
spiritual life, to be enjoyed and to be appreciated in the days. I think we have a lot of combinations here to love. Art, nature, Greek art. We need to appreciate the little things that Florence offers today here.
And she was very intelligent, Anna Maria Luisa. I love talking about her because it's sort of doing woman empowerment and to understand the role that women had in history and the things that maybe we don't know but that were very important for the future. And she brought down personally that things of the Medici family must have lived the capitals of Florence, and they had to stay here to enrich the state, the ornamento delle statue, to attract the curiosity of the foreigners. So she invented tourism and for the prestige of the Tuscan state. So she was so intelligent that in the 18th century she invented tourism, and she understood that to have huge artistic heritage was important to attract people and to let them see how great state could be. And she also knew that art was very important for culture and to educate people, to let them be more conscious about the richness of the country. And they could enrich
The biggest business here. And we're about going to the green art of this place.
Yes, let's move on, and we can also say going around. The palace was created and built in several periods.
Yeah,
So
because it placed in 52 and in this residence, inhabited many dynasties, such as Habsburg Lorraine and the Kings of Italy from Savoy. But despite of all the family inhabiting this residence, the name belongs to Luca Pitti, who was the first person who started the construction back in the days, maybe after the time of Relensky. And I think you need to visit Palazzo Pitti Palace, and because it's divided into 4 museums. On the ground floor, you can find the Treasure of Grand Dukes. On the first floor, you can find the Metropolitan Gallery and the largest collection of Raffaello. And on the second floor, you can find the Museo of Modern Art and the Costume and Fashion Museum, which is the first.
Which is right here.
Here.
This palace, this part of the palace, is the Costume and Fashion Museum, which is one of the biggest in Italy and one of the most important for the richness of the collection. We have a lot of Ferragamo shoes. I say it for the girls. I'm keen on. I'm very passionate on Ferragamo, and they Ferragamo and Gucci and also Louboutin are donors to the Uffizi, so we have got a huge part of the collection which they like to donate us. But we have got clothes and hats and shoes.
Many clothes and shoes that people wore real for real.
Yes.
In the movie, in the theater, in the history.
Yes, from the 17th century, I guess. I'm not sure, but a very rich historical collection. Not only from nowadays, but in the century. So it's very important to understand how fashion grew with society. We are used to think that fashion is something not important, but fashion goes with the history of a place and of people.
And this museum was the first to give fashion a social significance to the costume and to the fashion. Yes. And now I want to show you the symbol of Tuscany, Pegasus, which is a statue right there. And this is another photo you can see here. This is a green area that you need to enjoy when you come to Florence. And because I want to tell you that this represents the green part of Florence. And you know, today it's very, very important to preserve our nature, our green places, because we need them. We need them, and this is a special place to enjoy. And now we move to the Upper Botanical Garden. Let's go to the Upper Botanical Garden. And the Upper Botanical Garden, if you want to visit, is located to the Viale di Cipressi and to the top area, and you can access it from Cerchiata Grande. I can't wait to show you Cerchiata Grande because it's really amazing. It's like being in Alice in Wonderland because one thing you need to do when you see Cerchiata Grande is to run and take pictures, and first time that you be Alice. Because this place reminds me on all the little things, all the magical things we saw when we were young.
Yes, and Boboli is a sort of labyrinthical because it's a huge garden that Eleonora da Toledo, so the wife, Cosimo I's wife, she bought it with her money, so she was the one that wanted this garden, and this was the private garden. And if you remember from our video, the Nano Morgante that was the Bronzino's painting, we made it moving around in Boboli, reminding the fact that Boboli was a private garden of the Medici family. So they were used to go hunting in there and to relax. What all the time meant relax, because they didn't know the word.
And let's remember that the subsequent African Lorraine and the kings of Italy expanded the boundaries that flung down the city until Porto Romano.
Yes, so it was made by periods, but it's great and has a lot of parts. We are just seeing one part. We think the most magical, the most exciting one, but there are a lot of parts. So if you come to Boboli, just get lost in it.
And now I want to show my favorite part of this place.
I leave it to you.
Yeah, this is Cerchiata Grande. I mean, you can see it. This is real. This is not a green screen, but it's really, really a magical place. So you can find this to Viale di Cipressi, and the access is called Cerchiata Grande through a gate with a rock taking inside. And now we can go to the Upper Botanical Park, which is the big part of these places. And one fact about Upper Botanical Garden is that the quadrangular area was a botanical garden back in the days, but it was dedicated to the cultivation of rare and exotic species such as pineapples. This is why it was called Giardino degli Ananassi. And you can find many points here in the upper botanical garden. I can't wait to show you with my colleague right there. Let's go. So what about hi? I was about to say that we have 2 points here to show people on TikTok.
Yeah, sure. Now we are just walking along one of the most fascinating area inside Bubble Garden, the Piazza Grande.
Yeah.
You see, it's a sort of green architecture, we could say, a typical one from the beginning of the garden, from the very ancient origin of the garden. So it's a very charming and fascinating walk to the entrance of the upper botanical garden.
Yeah. I mentioned before that it was called Giardino delle Nasti.
Yeah.
I don't know why I love this name, and I love the fact that it was dedicated to the cultivation of rare exotic species.
Yeah, the history of this portion of the garden is extremely interesting and complex, because it's a sort of book to read, page by page, and the name of Pineapple's Garden indeed was due to the fact that the very origin was dedicated to the cultivation of aquatic plants like pineapple plants.
Yeah.
But then, due to the work of a very important man that was a botanist called Filippo Parlatore, it reached the actual layout of the garden.
Which is the English, right?
More English, more romantic. It was very soft slopes and all these paths that go around the
gentle shakes.
Gentle shakes. It looks like a sort of garden inside the garden.
Yeah, I love it. No? What about going inside?
Sure.
I want to repeat that this place is called Piazza Grande. It's the gate that we need to enter through the upper botanical garden.
Yeah, sure. And also a place that was really created to give this sense of perspective, this visual sense of the garden, of the distances, and you can imagine here this sort of game of lights and shadows going into the garden, and all contribute to the fascinating of this place.
I love this. I don't know if this is the same guys as this, but I thought that this is actually Alice in Wonderland.
Sort of. I mean, it's a place where you can feel the rhythm of nature, the cycle of nature, the seasons that go one by the other. So it's a very gives you a sort of balance, the sense of rhythm, gives you calm, gives you quiet. So it's a place, one of my best places inside Bubble Gardens, and one of those places that you really have to stay and rest and feel a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that another important thing is that it contributes to the biodiversity and to the research of this place, because it's a green place, represents the the green heart of Florence.
Yeah, sure, and especially inside the upper botanical garden, this theme of increasing of biodiversity and this approach a little bit more scientific than the rest of the garden, something that is really true inside here, and something that we are really looking for to maintain and to preserve, together with the importance of handwork and know-how of our technicians, because it's this sort of patrimony that we have to preserve during the time.
And now we are going to show you the real handwork that my colleague mentioned. For example, we have many flowers here, and I think my favorite part is the water lily right there.
This place here is, in Bubble Garden we have this sort of mix between the sculpture heritage, the architecture heritage, and the botanic heritage. And one is not beside the other. They're just this very balanced mix. But thinking about the botanic heritage, we have a lot of ancient collections to preserve that. They're not just made of ancient varieties and species that we have to preserve, of course, but we're trying to develop them day by day.
Yeah.
And here, especially in the botanic garden, in the upper botanical garden, we have the collection of aquatic plants.
I can't wait to see them.
Yes, and it's extremely interesting. It consists of more than 50 different species and varieties of aquatic
And
plants.
everything contributes to the biodiversity. I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you turn around, you can see that this part of the garden looks like something quite different from the rest,
Yeah.
with a lot of different kind of trees, well organized in their sort of geographic criteria from the regional origin in the world. And also we have the collection of tropical plants
Yeah.
like palm trees.
Yeah.
We have more than 100 palm trees
Yeah.
of more than 10 different varieties. It's a huge work to maintain them.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing I love is the centuries-old oak, which is right there.
You see her?
Yeah,
we
it's
call
spectacular.
her. She's our the old lady. We call
Yeah.
her.
200 years old.
Yeah, she's more than 200 years old, and yeah, it's one of the most beautiful and relevant old trees inside Bali. It is extremely rich of this wooden presence.
Yeah.
But it's incredible. You can see her bark
Yeah.
is made of cork, and it's a sort of skin. You see, it's when you touch it gives you a sensation that it's extremely.
She has power.
Yeah,
she
she
has
has.
power
She
here.
has, she has
The
like almost
guardian.
everything inside the garden. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Sure. I love to think that everything inside here gives you a sense of life. Everything is animated, also the sculptures, and it's this sort of we call genius loci, the spirit of the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, this is one of the examples of the aquatic
The aquatic plants.
plants.
Yeah, the collection of water lily, one fact is the was converted, they called hot temperature green plants for Americans.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing place to enjoy and to see because, green part is really an important thing here.
Yeah, especially during this last year, we
Yeah.
all of us had this sense of need.
Yeah,
To
we need
go
the
back to
green, we
nature.
need the earth, we need to preserve it because
Yes.
earth loves us, but we need to love her
Sure,
too.
and we also have to increase this consciousness that every one of us must take care
Yeah.
of everything, you know. And talking about
Yeah.
taking care.
Yeah, let's go to the aquarium, which was constructed in after 1874.
Yeah.
And one fact is that it contains 48 cells containing different species of aquatic plants. And now we can see our man right there that is doing a lot of work with the water lily, right?
Yes, we could call him a sort of genius logic himself. His name is Paolo, and he's one of the garden technicians that fortunately are already working in Bubbly Gardens, and they really have this sense of knowing how to work with their hands and this
Yes,
know
the
how.
handwork.
Yes, sure,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely, it's something that derives you from working every day and growing together with the garden. This is a fundamental aspect to be considered, that this sense of respect for the place, you increase it while you live inside the place. So this is a sort of invitation for people to come to see us. And Paula, you're simply showing what he's going to do almost every day now in the spirit of the year. We're working on preparing the pond, the aquarium for the summer season, and we have to think that the plants are going to bloom in the end of June, beginning of July, so Paolo is now showing how to do to prepare the plants.
I love all the work that he's doing right now because it's going to start for the summer.
Yes, and it's a very simple action and a very small plant, but gives you the power of growing. And you have to imagine that at the end of June, beginning of July, all this pond is completely covered with
Water
big
lilies?
nymphs, water
Really?
lily blooming. Some of them are blooming during the day, some during the night. So
Yeah.
it's an amazing show.
Do you think it will be ready by June? Or by
Yeah, generally during June and beginning of July is the best moment for appreciated blooming of the aquatic plants.
Yeah, so I think that one thing the community of TikTok need to do when this is ready is taking videos here because by June it will be ready. I
Yeah.
just love it. I just love it. It's an amazing place.
Yeah.
This is the man who's creating. This is the handwork.
This is really the soul of this place. You know, I'm really proud of all the technicians that are working inside here because without them, without their knowledge, without their sensibility and capability to understand the needing of the place, we
Yeah.
couldn't do almost anything here. So this is a very special way. You sit down, you're putting down the pot inside the area.
I really didn't know this technique. That's
Yeah,
amazing to watch.
Very slowly, very slowly. Otherwise all the ground is gonna go away. But every moment takes calm and respecting. Yes. Okay.
He knows what he's doing.
Yes, absolutely. He grew up in the garden. Da quanti anni lavori Paolo qui?
Nel giardino botanico oppure in giardino
Oh,
40 anni?
it's almost 43
43
years
years.
that Paolo is working inside Bubble Garden.
Chiedono quante persone lavorano nel giardino, quante persone?
Oh, many people are working inside here. Well, as technicians of the garden, there are 3. But then we have external workers for maintaining the garden. Yeah. So it's a very delicate moment because from this thought in June, all the plants will grow up and cover all the pond with all the flowers. So
No, I think I joined the director.
Yes, please.
Try not to fall into the water.
It seems as though we would be walking on water, but it's really great. I think what's important is, well, thank you so much for all the
it's your place. You're welcome.
background but especially what's so wonderful is that many people come to Florence and go to the Uffizi and see the allegory by Botticelli of springtime with this beautiful garden depicted. But then what you really need to do is to also come to the Botticelli Gardens for a bit, and well, one of the gardeners gave me this beautiful flower here. I hope Bianca will approve.
Yeah, and as a private creator who produces private content, I highly recommend this place because in June it will be ready and with all our water lilies that's here, and it will be amazing to create some TikToks here. Right?
Yeah. Well, you could sit on one of the benches and, with all the lotus flowers, you can meditate if you're a Buddhist, or if you're not, you can just admire the beauty, and that's just fantastic.
Yeah, that's really, really fantastic. It's an amazing place. It's the greenest part of the city. And I just love it. This is my first time here. I visited the city galleries before, but never here. And now I can officially say that people need to see this place as well.
Absolutely. And we should also tell people that they are allowed to get closer. They're not actually allowed to go in. This is such a special creator's permission that we have this today. But, well, you're welcome to come back. I'm very pleased that you discovered this. In fact, I mean, this part of the garden was closed to the public for many, many years. It reopened 3 years ago, and now we're open every day during the week, and it's a part of the Bovely Gardens which is very different from the rest. It has its very own character.
Yeah, it's ready to see people again in the summer. And thank you for this amazing the lady of this garden,
Yeah.
right here. Maybe up closer.
I want you to touch her.
Yeah.
That's the back because it gives you a very special sensation. It's a sort of shaking hands with her.
So we have two ladies in the garden.
Oh. But she's much more important than I am.
But she's just older. You're just so young.
Yes, definitely.
That's a lady to cut off through
There you get closer.
all types. Just amazing.
It's a sculpture, really, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
sort of.
it's
Yeah.
a garden. The garden of the garden.
We have many of those gardens and really they did